All right, imagine this with me for a second. You're out on a safari drive, sun's up, it's a beautiful day, and then boom, out of the forest canopy, you see this flash of emerald green so bright it almost hurts your eyes. It is absolutely stunning. And then just as fast as it appeared, it's gone. It just vanishes. And you're left there with your guests going, whoa, what was that?
So, was that just a trick of the light, a weird reflection, or was it something more? Well, that's what we're going to dig into today. We're going to decode a secret language that's spoken not in sound, but in flashes of pure light. It's a deliberate, dazzling, and pretty incredible form of communication used by some of Africa's most beautiful birds. And this really gets to the heart of the mystery. On the left, in some dull, overcast light, the African Emerald Cuckoo is, well, just a green bird. Pretty, but he blends right in. But then you look at the right, in the bright sun, and he's an electric, glittering jewel. The thing is, this isn't random. It's a switch, and he knows exactly how to flip it. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start with the how, the secret language of light itself. Then we'll meet two absolute masters of this language, one that signals from really far away and another that performs up close. After that, we'll make it practical, how to actually read these signs on safari. And finally, we'll get you ready for all those questions your guests are bound to ask. Okay, so let's get into the how of it all. It's so important to understand this isn't just a bird being shiny. No, this is a highly evolved, totally controlled, and deliberate form of communication. These birds are actively using the sun to send very specific messages. The key idea we need to wrap our heads around is called directional reflectance. Now, that sounds technical, but it's actually pretty simple. Just think of it like this. Certain feathers on these birds act like tiny, steerable mirrors. They can literally catch a ray of sunlight and aim that flash in a very, very specific direction, right at whoever they want to see it. And here is where the real magic is. It's not about the color, the pigment in the feather. It's all about the feather's physical structure. The feathers on their back, their dorsal feathers, are super complex and rigid. They're built to focus light into a beam. But the feathers on their belly, they're soft and don't reflect light at all. And that contrast is what lets them turn the signal on and off in an instant. So let's meet our first master signaler, the African Emerald Cuckoo. You should think of this bird as the ultimate long-distance communicator, basically sending a text message of light across the entire forest canopy. The cuckoo has this brilliant two-part strategy. First, he uses that famous call, you know it, the Hello Georgie, to kind of get everyone's attention in the neighborhood. But a call can echo, right? It's hard to pinpoint. So to give away his exact location, he flies to a high exposed branch right in the sun. Then he very carefully angles his body to catch that light and send out that intense flash. It's a 1-2 punch of sound and light. You know, the source material describes these flashes perfectly. It calls them little lighthouse beams. And that's not just a nice little phrase. That is functionally what's going on. The cuckoo is a lighthouse, cutting through all the visual noise of the forest to say, hey, over here, I am right here. Okay, so now let's meet our second case study, the Violet-backed Starling, who uses this exact same language in a totally different way. See, if the cuckoo is a lighthouse broadcasting to the whole world, the starling, he's more like a stage performer, putting on a really intimate show for one person in the front row. The starling's whole performance is about courtship. A male will spot a female he's interested in, and then he does something really specific. He turns his back to her. He does this to show off that incredible violet plumage. Then he starts this intricate wing flagging dance, moving and flexing his wings to create a whole series of dazzling on and off flashes aimed right at her. And here's the key difference. Unlike the cuckoo, who's shouting and flashing, the starling's display is often completely silent. It's a private conversation, spoken entirely in the language of light. A visual spectacle that's designed just for his potential mate. Okay, this is all fascinating, right? But what does it actually mean for us when we're out on a game drive? How does this change what we see and how we explain it to our guests? Well, this knowledge transforms a simple pretty bird sighting into a whole story of strategy and communication. So here's a super simple checklist you can run through in the field. First, find the sun. Is it a bright, clear day? Because this whole thing needs direct sun. Second, look where the bird is perched. Is it sitting out in the open on a bare branch? That's a massive clue. Third, watch its movement. Is it deliberately tilting its body or flicking its wings? And finally, you put it all together and ask, what's the message? What story is this bird telling right now? Because you're going to start noticing this stuff, your guests are going to notice it too, which means you are going to get some really great questions. So let's get you prepped with some simple, clear answers. Let's bust 2 really common myths. First one, oh, any shiny green cuckoo can do that. That's actually a myth. While other cuckoos like the Diederik or classes are also iridescent, only the African Emerald Cuckoo has that special, rigid feather structure needed to do this true directional signaling. Second myth, doesn't all that shining make them an easy target for a hawk? It's a calculated risk. The second a predator shows up, the cuckoo just darts into the leaves, the shine instantly turns off, and poof, he's perfectly camouflaged. This is going to be the #1 question you get after one of these sightings. Why did it flash like that and then just disappear? And here is your perfect answer. It's simple, it's confident, and it tells the story. You just say, that was a deliberate signal. He angled his back feathers perfectly into the sun to send that flash. The moment he moved, the angle was lost and the color vanished. Here's another fantastic question that really gets to the core of it all. Is he always that colorful? And the answer just highlights how genius this adaptation is. No, and that's the clever part. He actually needs direct sunlight to turn on his colors. In the shade or on a cloudy day, he's quite camouflaged, which is great for staying hidden. All right, we have covered a lot. So if you only remember 3 things from all of this, let them be these 3 points.
Number 1, that flash is not an accident. It's a deliberate signal called directional reflectance. Number 2, the magic isn't from color, it's from a combination of special feather structure plus direct sunlight. And number 3, different birds use this language for different reasons. The cuckoo is the long-distance broadcaster, and the starling is the close-up performer. And that really brings us right back to where we started. That flash of vanishing light, it's no longer just a beautiful random thing. It's a word. It's a sentence in a secret language. So the next time you see it, the question you can ask yourself and your guests is this: what story is that bird telling right now?